thank you. Welcome to the June 12th meeting of the Blight Review Board. I'm calling the meeting to order at 5:30. We need to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Everybody has a copy of them. I have to abstain because I was not present at that meeting. So if everybody's reviewed, can I have a motion?
Received and motion to approve.
Second. All in favor? Okay, unanimous with one abstention. All right, let's get right to it. Old business, we've got reviewing the status of property 17002, 17005, and 1804. I will say immediately that 17005 has been closed. Blight officer has defined it as no longer being in blight condition.
May I just look at my chart?
Okay.
Nick, I drove by that today, and the bushes in the yard are getting pretty tall. So I don't know if that's one condition or not, but in a few weeks, it certainly will be.
Well, we can monitor it, but at this point in time, they don't have enough other conditions.
I would say it's back on the watch list.
Yeah,
And I'm happy with that.
Yeah, when I say close, I just mean there is no immediate action required other than ensuring that Nick is satisfied that they continue to be in compliance.
Yeah. At the last meeting, we moved it back to the watch list.
Yes.
I remember that. I
If you
just
could-
wanted to mention that,
Okay.
you know,
No,
the
that's
way
good.
stuff goes in my yard, it won't be long before.
With the rain we've had.
Property 17002, every demo checklist has been made with the exception of disconnect from Aquarian, and they're in the process of getting that done. There's been heavy equipment on the property and there have been people there. So basically, we feel they are in compliance. I emailed them in response to an email she gave us to the letter. Said she was surprised that they were expected to have it demolished by June 1st, and I said, no, we didn't say you had to have it demolished. What we needed was to see that there was progress towards accomplishing getting all of your work done with your contractor, and they may have even gotten the water done, but everything else is in compliance. The asbestos reports, all of the requirements for filing with newspapers, everything on this list, with the exception of the water, has been completed. So again, at this point in time, there's no further action required on that property. It will stay on the watch list just to make sure, because we know it has a lot of visibility. So anybody have any questions about that particular property? Okay, property 1804. If you look in your package that I gave you, and if you start with my email, which is in the back, and then the front email is a response from the lawyers. What they are recommending is, because we still do not have a mailing address for the owner, I emailed him, did not get an address back, but did get a response back that he wanted to know what was not in compliance. And basically, according to Nick, everything continues to not be in compliance. All that's happened is that he has covered up with tarps all of the boats, property, and if you've driven by there, you've noticed he's stretched plastic across the two entrances. So
Jim, sorry, can I just,
yeah.
Nick, remind us how many conditions still exist at that site?
4 or 5 conditions there.
Okay. We still, of the, and that hasn't changed, correct? Like,
No, nothing has
all right.
changed. The only change is that stuff was covered with tarps. Which doesn't fix the issue.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, I discussed this with Wayne Fox and Robert Burney, and their recommendation is that we gave them a notice of determination which specified daily fines would automatically start to accrue, and told them the specifics of that. Nick, I believe, left a phone mail message for him,
Yes.
basically stating that what you've done is not in compliance. And his response to my email was, tell me what's not in compliance. So basically what the attorneys are recommending, and again, it's because we do not want this whole thing conducted via email. We want it to be done the proper way, and we want to make sure that there is no room for someone to say, well, you knew I wasn't here, yet you continued to communicate at that address. So what the lawyers are recommending, again, is that I send them an email and I attach a letter which is being drafted now by the lawyers, which basically cite all of the conditions again and say, you know, these have not been corrected and you need to respond to this board. If you want to come in and again make another appeal, that's fine, but at this point in time, his response has got to come back and tell us either what he is going to do or an address whereby we can reach him to ensure that he is fully aware of the actions that can be taken. One thing I want to make clear is the fines are already accruing. Until a citation is issued, the fines don't get collected. So you can accrue fines, and as we did with at least one other property, we said, fine, you're in compliance, therefore we're not going to issue a citation. I just want the board to understand that that would be the next step, because
Right.
we need to understand what that process is as to how, if you're going to fine, and who does that, and it's actually the town issues the citation.
That wasn't at all clear to me.
Yeah, that's, if you read this email, that's
Okay,
what I wanted to get totally clear. What's our responsibility and what's the time frame in which we need to get this done? So I'm going to talk to them tomorrow and review the letter, and then I'll send an email and I'll attach the letter to it. And that again starts the second clock running with it.
So when we gave the date to have everything done,
Yeah.
the fine doesn't start right after that?
The fines, yes, the fines start to accrue
Okay.
right after that, but until a citation is issued, there's still, you can't collect them, basically. That's what it says. There has to be a formal citation from the town.
So if we choose not to give a citation, then all the fines are,
They can be,
okay.
but
okay,
that's, if you think about
Okay.
it, that's the process that we just went through with the
Yeah.
other two properties.
Okay,
It was the same thing. Fines were accruing already against those properties.
okay,
Okay, but we chose to allow them to remedy what the issues were, and therefore we chose not to issue a citation.
okay. I get it, yeah.
Yeah, so, and believe me,
I know.
I've gone through, I've tried to understand exactly what it is, so that's where we are at that point. So, and I don't think I need a motion, I think I'm just gonna, I'll move forward with this, as long as there's an agreement to the action steps. I don't
Right.
think we need a motion to do that.
This is a matter of due
Yeah.
course, right?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
believe so. If I would, I happened to drive by the property yesterday, and the owner appears to be in town. Garage door open, motorcycle in the driveway.
white van,
Yes.
Okay. Then I will relay that to the attorneys, and what we can do is the letter can be delivered by town marshal. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be delivered by the town marshal, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
believe me, we're not gonna
Yeah.
deliver it.
I'm not setting foot on that property.
Mm-mm. No
Yeah.
way.
So, okay, well, that's good to know. Because as of, I drove by Sunday, and there was no sign, so. it's
That was yesterday afternoon,
Good.
5 o'clock area.
Okay, all right. Well, then my conversation with lawyers, I'll relay that information to them, tell them we're gonna go forward. I want the language of the letter quickly. We'll get it done, we'll send it registered, and we'll send Marshall by.
He does have a pending application for P&Z.
I don't think it's pending anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's on the agenda for 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
I thought it was rejected for insufficient information. Okay.
We heard last night at P&Z that he actually, because I gave a little update on Blight, and he, because I'm on Blight
Yeah.
because of my,
Yeah,
and Jeremy said, I forget what the date is, but we don't meet next week. The week after, it's not on, but I think it's like the first week in July.
okay. Well, that's really good to know.
I'm not sure it's gonna solve the Blight issues, but
What we're interested in at this point in time is from a process perspective,
I get
making
it.
sure that
Totally get it.
we have given him every chance.
indeed,
That's the whole issue here, is how do we ensure that his rights are protected, but on the other hand, we get the situation resolved, so,
indeed, totally.
okay. Nick, any others you want to report on at this time?
No, I have nothing new to report this time.
Okay.
Chairman's followed up with the info that I had for 17002 and 18004, so.
Okay. Any other business that we need to consider? Move to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned.